Good morning, everybody. It is 4 a.m. and it is the 15th of March. It is so good to hear from you guys again. We're going to go ahead and pick up a topic that I feel it's not really discussed as much as it should here on this station. Like I said before, this station is about thoughts, things to think about, if you were the other person, stuff to consider. All right? Yes, I am Neo Gentrix. The topic for today we're going to go ahead and discuss is respect. Okay, we're going to cover basic, I guess you can say, morals that people tend to overlook. Okay, why? I have no idea. First off, let me define what respect is. Okay, the definition and I'm going to give the dictionary definition first, is a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievements, aka a particular aspect, point, or detail. And then there's the verb definition, if I want to use that in actionable format. It's basically to admire someone or something deeply as a result of their abilities, qualities, or achievements. And for whatever reason, I had to memorize that when I was in high school. So I have that ingrained in my head. Thank you, my parents. Respect is a positive feeling or action shown towards someone or something considered important. This could be your parents, your boss, or even your friends. It's basically someone held in high esteem or regard. It conveys a sense of admiration for good or valuable qualities, usually towards people, not particularly things. Okay, now granted, this doesn't mean that people don't show respect to inanimate objects such as cemeteries. Granted, I'm pretty sure if you showed a cemetery any sort of disrespect, you would be ridiculed heavily by a lot of people. Okay, so we'll go ahead and say this real quick. Respect isn't just a language, it's also something that you can either say or something that you do. Okay, in other cultures, it is recommended for the kids or children to kiss the hands of their parents, grandparents, and or their teachers as a sign of respect, whereas in other cultures it's a sign of respect to bow and touch one's foot. Honorifics is another word for it. It's basically another way of showing respect to someone. And with that being said, in showing someone respect, you're also showing them admiration, dignity, honor, and you have a high level of self-esteem in doing so. You retain what little dignity you have, and at the same spot, you allow the other person to understand that you are also a respectable person yourself. This is something that a lot of people must keep in mind, especially when they're getting ready to do something, or they're trying to make a good first impression. If you're going in for a job, okay, you want to dress up as nice as you can because you want the first impression to be as good as possible. Right? Most people, they wear a suit, they put on a perfume or cologne if you're a guy. Hopefully you do take a shower, as that is a sign of respect. Now granted, in some cultures, in some countries, people don't take a shower for days and weeks on end, and that's just the way they are. So, just because a person smells does not mean it's entirely their fault. It just means that was their culture. Another way of showing respect is despite how bad that probably may sound to you or how bad it may stink, you don't call them out on it. You don't say anything about it. You just leave them be. If you can't handle the smell, you leave. You definitely don't want to insult them, because if you insult them, well, that's just signs of disrespect. Let me go ahead and cover some disrespect as well. And then I'll cover signs of complete respect for somebody as well. All right. First thing to cover, 10 signs of disrespect. First off, always saying yes. Okay? Even when you really want to say no. You want to please everyone, right? Well, when you say yes, everyone is happy and all is good, except for one little thing. You're not happy. You say yes even when you don't even have the time to do whatever it is that you're asked to do. Time to stop doing that. You need to practice saying no, as this is still a sign of disrespect, as you very well know you can't do it, but you still insist. Second thing is smile and nod, okay? You sometimes find yourself agreeing with someone's statement even if it's ridiculous or goes against everything you believe in, just so you don't offend them or start an argument. You need to find your voice, okay? Start standing up for what you believe in. You don't have to agree with everyone, and maybe not everyone is going to like your opinion. Well, too bad, okay? It's better to be honest and straightforward than to be disrespectful in that term, or in that manner. 3, put yourself last. Okay? I get that as parents, they find themselves putting their children first and their needs, which is totally understandable, last. But remember one thing. You are no good to anyone if you aren't good yourself. You need to take care of yourself. Your needs are just as important as anybody else, if not more, as everyone else's. Okay, you need to take care of you. Okay, it's okay, but remember you're just as important. 4, hiding your feelings. Okay, those matter too. You are afraid to show or express your feelings because everyone else's feelings are more important. Wrong. Your feelings are important. If no one knows how you feel, they will continue to do the things that have hurt your feelings in the first place. And if such is the case, tell them how you feel, okay? It's better than having them constantly disrespecting you, okay? The topics that I'm covering, just to take a short snip here, are for those who feel as though they've been disrespected, okay? I will cover how to be respectful in a minute. 5, hanging with the wrong people. You're still friends with some of the toxic people you secretly long to dump, okay? You don't dump them because they've been in your life since high school, or worse yet, they are family. You don't have to hang around toxic people out of obligation. I guarantee you, you don't. Get rid of them and be happy, okay? 6, poor self-talk. Those words you keep telling yourself, I'm not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, handsome enough, etc., you need to be removed from your vocabulary first off, okay? You need to respect yourself enough to know and firmly believe you are enough. Often, we tell ourselves negative things without even realizing or really thinking about what we say. You need to watch your self-talk, and you need to make it good. You want to uplift yourself, not tear yourself apart. 7, pretending to be someone else. This is something no one should ever do. We've all done this, I think. Anyway, we try to impress people and put on a facade so that they will like us or accept us, into their little circle of friends. If you have to pretend to be someone else, then you're not worthy of their friendship, or even rather yet, they're not worthy to be your friend. If they can't accept you for who you are, then find other people who will, okay? Don't sacrifice you and who you are for the sake of them. You won't be happy, and eventually will drift away anyway. So in other words, it's pointless and a waste of energy. 8, doing things that go against your nature. Most of us still try to fit in. What we do is end up doing stuff that's completely out of character, just so we can fit in. The cool people go bar hopping. You don't. In fact, you don't even really like to drink or even go out to parties. But you jump on the bandwagon and join in with them just because you want to fit in. Well, this is never a good idea, and you are sacrificing your values and your morals. You don't need to do this, and it is ridiculous to go against your nature. It's just dumb. For one, you can end up putting yourself in a lot of trouble. And as the last topic I discussed was date rape, this can also put you in a very bad position for this to happen. Why would you want to put yourself in a position where you constantly hurt yourself or put yourself at risk of being violated? Consider this.